Last fall, I was invited by the mayor of Lawrenceburg to attend a special ceremony in the city of Lawrenceburg. On that particular day, September 11th, it was named Anna Mac Clark Day in Anderson County. And also on that day, they renamed the street, West Alley, as Anna Mac Clark Avenue. Members, I think it's would be inherent for you to understand why that took place. Miss Clark was born in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, on June the 20th, 1919. She was brought up by her grandmother after her mother died. She graduated from Lawrenceburg High School in 1937 and attended Kentucky State College, which we now know as Kentucky State University. She graduated in 1941 with degrees in sociology and economics. However, after college, she found that most businesses were closed to black females. She made the decision as World War II heated up to enlist in the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps in 1942, which later became what we know as the WACs, the Women's Army Corps, in 1943. Anna's training started at Fort Des Moines, Iowa, which became the largest WAAC training facility for black recruits. Completing her basic training, Anna almost immediately entered the officer candidate school, becoming the only female black officer to graduate. Fort Des Moines was still a segregated base when Anna graduated from officer candidate school. And although she and other black officers lived on Officers Row, they were denied access to the officers' club and swimming pool, except for 1 hour on Friday evenings just before the pool was cleaned. In February of 1943, Anna became a platoon leader. She was the first black WAAC to command an all-white unit. She served on several posts around the country that year. When WAAC transferred to WAC in September 43, she was back at Fort Des Moines, Iowa, receiving her commission as a first lieutenant. She became part of the effort to abolish the establishment of all black regiments on the base. By January 1944, Anna was in California, rendering a black WAC unit for detail to Arizona's Douglas Army Airfield. Arriving in the desert that February, Anna and her team performed many duties. It always was done effortlessly and skillfully. The base commander, Colonel Harvey F. Dyer, was so pleased with the work that he asked for additional WAC recruits to be sent to the airfield. The base had a movie theater for the enjoyment of the soldiers. Although black soldiers, regardless of rank, were relegated to the Negro corner of the theater. Having already opened doors for black soldiers in Des Moines, Iowa, Anna set off for the theater with a handful of WACs, expecting to occupy any seat she wished. As she made her way into the theater, Anna was confronted by the manager, who insisted Anna and her friends remain in the segregated section. Anna argued that as a soldier in the United States Army, she had the same privileges as any other military man or woman, regardless of the color of her skin. Management insisted, but Anna knew her rights. She reported this offense to her commanding officer and eventually found herself standing before Colonel Dyer, arguing that she and her recruits be afforded the same rights and considerations as white soldiers. Dyer was not about to let one of his best officers be deprived of a privilege afforded to every white individual in the military. On February 21st, 1944, Dyer issued orders that all military enlistees, regardless of the race, are entitled to all the courtesies and privileges extended to white officers and white enlisted men and women. He stated that no discrimination will be condoned. Newspapers around the country picked up on this story of this woman WAC who defied segregated dictates and urged an initiative to end discrimination in the military. She was on course to become a valued Army officer who would make a difference in the desegregation military posts around the country. Unfortunately, a month later, she fell ill, and after surgery to remove a ruptured appendix, she passed away due to complications. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's people like Anna Mac Clark that opened the door and set the path for so many people. Mr. Speaker, would you ask the clerk to report legislative citation 17 by title only?
Mr. Clerk, please report.
Citation 17, Representative Tipton. Citation of remembrance. The House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Kentucky hereby recognizes and honors the life of the late Anna Mac Clark.
Gentleman from Spencer.
Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.